Initiating match.
Welcome, welcome, welcome! Game 1 today was Smashy Bros. We won that one quite handily. Game 2 going to be quite a bit tougher here, Rox.
Definitely. From what I've heard, Thomas College is no slouch when it comes to Overwatch 2. So CSU has their work cut out for them. But I definitely don't think that it is an unwinnable matchup. I've got hope, I've got dreams, and I'm excited to see how things go.
I've got a marker.
That's a marker.
That is a marker. You know what else I got?
What?
From those two tanks. Orisa and Orisa. But, you know, despite recent nerfs, despite the fact that Orisa got kind of butchered low-key, her Fortified no longer provides heat reduction on her primary fire. Her spear no longer does quite as much damage.
Volume, I can barely hear. I'm on your volume.
Capture the objective.
Turn more? Yes, thank you.
Right.
That's good.
Yep. Yeah, Overwatch is just a bit quieter, I guess. TP strat.
You see the teleport in. I feel like we see that a lot on this point for Li Shang. Now, Orisa is back around, and the Atai, the horse is here. But I don't have the trauma that you do. I think that Orisa is painful, but at the same time that, like, I'm fine with her being on the screen. I think that she encourages some interesting things and doesn't in others, but that's not the point.
The problem with CSU's composition here is they're playing the cast Tracer, which in theory is quite a flexible, jack of all trades composition, but into the Sim Ashe particularly, with this Kiriko as well, you're not going to be getting much value out of this cast. You need to take angles into the Symmetra. Cast is fairly meager at that into Kiri Ashe. I'm not the biggest fan of the casting in this situation. I want to see maybe an Ashe, maybe even like just something that can take a stronger angle and have more range pressure.
I think I understand I understand what you're putting down. I think there's a lot of problems with what they're running right now into Thomas Colleges, and like I think it's something that might need to be adapted to, but with these higher ultimate percentages, it might be them wanting to spend a little bit more time, get those ultimates out before switching off.
Yeah, that's going to be Captain Junior ran down. They're going to be able to just walk through this room, walk on CSU, and they don't have much defense. Again, I think that this is a slight compositional diff here for Thomas College. The Sim barely gets out with her life.
It feels like a very painful matchup to try and fight through.
And it shows a lot of the intricacies of Overwatch compositions. Like, in theory, these comps are quite similar. The Juno and the Orisa means that they're playing quite similar playstyles. Ashe, Cass, very similar characters, but in reality, they play so significantly differently, and CSU really is outmatched in all fronts.
The minutia of these characters are significantly different, and it requires you to adapt to what is being put on the table. We are going to see CSU coming up on some ultimates, but they're sitting in against 5 from Thomas. That's going to be the orbital laser coming down.
Another one, that one from Thomas College, just blows up Elise, who can't survive long enough. They're going to pop the rally. I don't know if this is a winnable fight, and they really do not have many options.
That's painful. 94%. Muhiki's the main plan here is I think Muhiki gets a touch, and then CSU tries to play from there, but
not a chance. Oh,
the menu
hit the B button.
That is painful. I feel like that is a bit of a wake-up call.
Yeah.
My main concern is that we're going to see the map that CSU is very uncomfortable on upcoming up next.
It's going to be Night Market. This does favor the Symmetra a little bit more. I want to see a bit of a compositional swap. Muhiki over to the Bastion is an interesting interpretation. I don't hate this. I also don't hate the Reinhardt. If Junior goes over to a Sim, or Muhiki goes over to a Sim, Junior potentially over to the Bastion himself, I kind of like this composition into what Thomas College is running. Only problem is, Ryan has a very, very bad matchup to Orisa. To put it in fighting game terms, it's like a 7-3 matchup.
I mean, I think that's just general matchup terms, but at the same time, I think you have a point. Although something that might be to note, there are no, outside of maybe technically the wall from Symmetra, there aren't shields on Thomas College's team. So if they can get a grouped up Earth Shatter, that's going to be massive.
Yeah. Problem with that, though, is that Orisa does ultimately have that Fortify, that ability to just stay unkillable, and CC immune as well. And look at this, they're trying to rush forward. That Immortality keeps 4 alive, but Neon will find the opportunity once it fades.
Yeah, it feels like CSU is struggling to find picks here.
And not only struggling to find picks, it's just, again, it's a compositional issue here from CSU, all things considered, in my opinion. The sim is nice, but you need to play its strengths, and the strength is not TP out of spawn. The strength is TP onto point.
Yeah. I feel like you get a little bit comfortable with like that traditional, where it's like you switch over to the sim and then switch back onto like the Genji or something, which is not the role that the permanent sim is really trying to fill.
Lisu is all alone now. Bookshelf is able to find 2 headshots back to back there, and because iRuleU1 has his attention split, CSU just can't do anything.
This is really, really brutal. It feels like Thomas College is very much... It's a compositional problem that is amplified by, like, they are cracking heads.
Yeah. This is what it looks like when you have a 5-0 team against a 4-2 team.
Yeah.
Like, coming into this, I was saying CSU not favored by any means, but they still have a chance to fight through this. But this is looking like, if you just looked at the scoreline, a team is undefeated and playing very, very well. This is what you expect.
It's a statistical anomaly, or not anomaly, might not be the right word, but, like, you don't have a frame of reference for who they lose to. Yeah. So you don't know who's the frame of reference for how good they are.
I mean, at this point in the season, they've played almost all the same teams, CSU and Thomas College. Schedules are lined up in the same division. That shield's already almost gone here from Elizu.
Window comes up at the very least. Ouch!
It's starting to look like panic options here. The confidence, the self-confidence, and the choking. One is happening, the other is not. I don't have to tell you which is which.
It's painful. Like, you're in this situation where you're bashing your head against a brick wall here.
Yeah, and like, that brick wall is Orisa.
Yeah, like that. The horse is a wall, very literally, but
expect a TP on point, expect an orbital ray, maybe a Deadeye in the mid-fight if you really need it.
It's now or never. Everything in the kitchen sink coming down from CSU. They have to be able to take this point or it is all over. There goes Aquilian. This could be major. There's Neon. Paying off the table. Bookshelf. CSU takes control.
They haven't capped the point quite yet. They need to survive. They need to clean up, but it's just the sim. They should be fine. Muhiki wins that duel. And I do want to point out from Thomas College, there's a beautiful TP setup from Killer to bring them back onto point after CSU. They had their TP forced. They had no other options, so Thomas College could plan around it with their own TP. It was a beautiful setup. CSU, though, they had the ults. They had the plan to really make it work there.
CSU showing that even gods can bleed here. Gonna have to find a way to hold this advantage if they want to be able to take this match. Or at the very least, start getting a little bit more of that momentum back. iRuleU1 taking some serious damage, unfortunately not going to survive through the immortality field. Buhiki trying to beam down this opposing teleporter. They're on the point, which is really painful. Quillian and Neon just shredding through CSU, and that's Captain Junior down along with Alizu. I don't think there's anybody else left on the point to contest.
No, and it looks like a massive feed from iRuleU1. If I'm going to be honest, it looks like he inted a little bit, but in reality, it was a communication error. CSU decided they were going to take the TP. He was not caught up to speed. Either they communicated it late, or they thought they had the same mindset, or they communicated like a little bit off. Something happened there from CSU to make it so iRuleU1 was just caught out on Baptiste.
Yeah, if in my mind, a lot of those situations, I feel like it comes to a problem of like, you are...
Love Kiriko, man. I'm saying that sarcastically, by the way. I hate Kiriko.
I think Kiriko's interesting at the very least.
Just spammed through a choke. Got a kill after spamming and was like, all right, turn to the head, and then just got another kill.
I mean, yeah. I think that the game is more interesting for having these high volatility supports than it would be if the supports just sat and heal botted.
Yeah, but I don't know, sitting back and damage botting.
I mean, you have to crack those heads at the very least.
There's a difference between being cracked and hitting great shots and spamming at a very tight choke correctly.
I mean, sometimes the tight choke is not every map is going to have that tight choke.
That's true.
Like, and of course, there are going to be situations where, like, if Kiriko is up close and personal, I don't want to be playing Kiriko. I do not want to be Kiriko up close and personal.
Not necessarily, no. Not really. She does really want to take angle. She really wants to have angle control. And I do like what I've seen from Thomas College on that front. It's been really nice angle control. It's been really nice sightline management, despite the fact that they are theoretically on a rushier composition. The skin request is coming out. Of course, they're going to say yes.
Okay, I'm... Hot take. If you say no to the skin request... Oh, you're a big serious player. Ooh, you're so serious. Ooh, you're so serious.
I don't want skins. It gives a tactical advantage. Shut up. No, it doesn't.
I'm going to be honest.
Just to get us to shut up.
Hide chat to get us to stop talking about it.
I'm supposed to be doing that.
Well, I mean, it's
not the end of the world.
They didn't say any curse words, did they?
I'm not checking, or you're not checking.
We're gonna go to a be right back while we check. I'm kidding.
And we check to make sure that they swear as much as possible in these chats so that we have to hide it.
Holy crap, they can say those slurs?
Ty!
I'm kidding. There's no slurs. There's no curse
Yet.
words. There's no bad words yet.
Yeah.
Anyways, before I incriminate myself,
Where do you think CSU wants to go here?
they already mentioned that they're going hybrid.
Okay.
If I'm going to say anything, Thomas College doesn't have a lot of information on what to ban, so they're probably going to comfort ban. On hybrid, that usually means something like Numbani, that usually means something like Hollywood. Those are kind of the bans that we expect from a team if they're going for a comfort ban. CSU, they don't really want to play dive. That's the style, actually, that they do want to play, is the Cassidy, Orisa, and Juno. That is the style that they've most grown accustomed to. Maybe they want a Genji, so maybe this is a Midtown angle. Maybe this is, like, they're going to go for a bit of a cheesier composition with the Reinhardt, so maybe we see King's Row. There's a few options. Hollywood, I said before, that's one of those kind of quote-unquote bans that you might see from Thomas College as a comfortability thing. But CSU, they might have fallen into a trap. If they banned Numbani, that would mean CSU might feel more comfortable in the dive mirror. If they didn't ban Numbani and they banned something else, CSU might have been working on the dive themselves.
How do you feel about Hollywood in particular?
I mean, it's a dive map.
I mean, fair enough.
Like, no other way of saying it. It is Winston's homeland. He grew up on the moon, and as we all know, the moon landing was faked in Hollywood.
Can we say that? Can we?
No, that's not true. I'm joking. The moon landing is real. I just wanted to get that joke in.
You believe in the moon?
You know who faked it? We all know who faked it.
Freddy Fazbear?
John Wilkes Booth? Well, yeah, I mean, the moon is real. It's just made of cheese.
Do you believe in the moon?
Yeah, it's just like... So, it's a giant ball of cheese in space, and they tried
A giant ball in space. That's so realistic.
Well, it's cheese.
A ball in space. How'd it get there?
You know when people had to discover...
There is no moon. The moon doesn't exist.
People had to discover that milk exists, cheese exists. They discovered that cheese existed. They were like, wow, this is awesome. I want more. They made more and more and more cheese until there was so much they couldn't take it anymore. So they pushed it up into space.
That could never be my problem. I would just eat the cheese before it got too much.
Well,
Ever think
too
about that
much.
one?
There's so much cheese. And they were all lactose intolerant back then. They didn't know about
Lactose intolerance isn't real.
it. It is.
I'm a supposedly lactose intolerant. It's not real. It's not real.
It is real because when I eat 2 pints of ice cream, my tummy hurts. True! We're going to see CSU on the dive. I do like this Ana from I Really Won. The Echo Tracer as well makes a lot of sense. I honestly, despite being hardcore meta, I don't want to see the Juno here. I want to see a Ana Brig potentially, but that doesn't fit their playstyle.
I think I can believe it, but at the same time, I don't hate the Juno. She has a lot of that mobility, and I feel like with these overhangs, that horizontal...
Oh, you just transitioned for a moment there.
I think that horizontal movement, especially with these like parallel overhangs, could be very, very valuable. Yep. Although I definitely see what you mean. Like the Ana Brig could do a lot of work. I just also think it might be a little bit harder for an Ana Brig to keep up with the rest of the party.
Well, that's the thing. They're not supposed to keep up. They're supposed to sit back at the choke, kind of be bait. Maybe they make a rotate on left if an opportunity arises, but realistically, Ana Brig is there to try to bait and engage and survive for as long as possible while healing the front line and killing theirs. Beautiful sleep dart, by the way, from I Really Won. Getting killer out, this is an opportunity for CSU to push.
Yep, you've got that pick. That gives you a little bit of accessibility.
It's an unfortunate pick on the other side there. Getting Ghostface, but it seems like the damage might have already been done. CSU has pushed the backline back, and there's now a horse alone on point.
I'm liking the monkey so far. You're gonna see Muhiki or Alizu and Muhiki go down. Unfortunately,
it's a reset. Alizu getting a little bit too overeager with his health bar. Tries to go a little bit too far forward. He's making some questionable dives, I would say. Not going for space, more so going for like players and like positioning I don't quite agree with. They do have the duplicate, though. This can provide them a bit of a stronger engage depending on who they select. I would presume Orisa, just because the tank copy is so impactful.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, losing a tank is the end of the match sometimes, or the end of the fight sometimes. And unfortunately, Muhiki and Alizu going down once again. CSU taking some very major losses, getting forced back as Thomas College moves in to apply pressure.
This venture has seemed untouchable so far from Thomas College, which, by the way, their logo is very high up on our screen and their name is in the score. Also, make sure you take an off stinger when you transition. Just onto Fade or something. The Bob in the backline, the Sleep, the Nade, I Really One has no cooldowns, and the whole backline is destroyed.
Yeah, you had to use the Sleep on the Bob, and then after that, you're kind of left hanging very aggressively.
And now there's 4 ultimates up here for Thomas College. They just swapped over from the Ashe to the Sojourn. CSU, though, they do have the Golden Row, all 5 accrued. They are scouting out this venture a little bit more, which I do like to see as well. The Tectonic Shock as well is interesting. Ghostface just kind of cleans that up. I think they might be getting a little bit cocky. Let's see if CSU can punish this.
I mean, we've definitely seen that CSU, when fighting a little bit of a easier team, we can get a little bit cocky. I could see that happening from the other end of things, where it's like, if you stop, like, as much as CSU is probably the weaker team here, like, if you give CSU just room to breathe, you're not going to have a good time.
It's Muhiki falling early here. This is looking a little bit mismatched, perchance. CSU has to back off again. The venture in the back line takes down I Really Won. It's just not looking great so far.
It feels like they're able to take a little bit of space, but then the moment that, like, Thomas College comes back to try and approach it, it becomes just still a problem.
And now that was 3 of their ultimates. 3 of the most impactful at that. Orbital Ray, Duplicate, very important. Primal Rage, important for getting Winston a second life, seeing if you can get additional picks. And now they have to go in. Venture's already gotten 1.
Nano Monkey, let's see if anything happens. At least on the point currently. Just trying to stall for overtime, I think.
Yeah, they have to get the OT. The OT is unlocked. They can get off the point for 5 seconds, but I don't think they have 5 seconds to survive. It's just Captain Jr. on point now. Muhiki and I Really One have just respawned, and I don't think they've got time to get back.
That is painful. 64% on first point. Like, that is brutal. Thomas College showing them why they are 5-0.
Yeah, Killer has just been ripping apart CSU's backline so far. In particular, it has been Killer, right? The Venture has been just every fight. It's been in the backline. They aren't anticipating.
Yeah, it's painful, and like being in that situation probably can't feel very good.
Our producer losing her mind. This is what it feels like working with OBS sometimes. So
OBS is a software that you can use.
OBS is not a software. It is a soft work not. Because it doesn't work.
And you get mad at me for bad puns.
So coming into this one, Elise... I'm sorry.
No, you should have just... No, honestly, you should have just kept going with that. That was so funny.
So,
going into this next round, we're going to see CSU in a bit of a scary position. They have a incredibly small margin to survive here.
No margin for error. They can give up 1 tick. They can't give up 2. They would have loved to grab a second tick here just for that extra safety blanket. Every single percentage matters at this point. And the way that CSU have been playing right now, it does not look like they're going to be able to stand a chance against Thomas College's attack.
NECC at the top left also is in this. Just say NECC.
And so we begin this first round. CSU is going to be in the other position here. Same composition from Thomas College, I believe. Waiting for a bit of interaction to really start here. CSU getting pushed back a little bit.
Killer almost died early there, by the way. I did miss that, unfortunately.
Yeah. Bookshelf goes down.
Huge pick there for CSU, being able to keep themselves alive for the moment, but Neon has found their way into the back line, and there's no defense for it at the moment.
That is scary. We're going to see Captain Jr. also switching over to the Sojourn.
I mean, it's nice for high ground control, it's nice comfortability, but right now, I think CSU might need a little bit more because it feels like they're treading water, and I don't know how many chances they're going to have.
Muhiki currently just like scared. I'd be scared if I were Muhiki here. It's a painful position to be in.
Pops the early Deadeye, but the Suzu blocks it. No damage able to go through. He will eventually fan the hammer well enough to take down the enemy tank, and they will survive for now.
At the very least, that was a very impressive exchange from Muhiki. I think there was an assist from IOU1, however, like taking care of the Venture and then being able to 1v1, or maybe not 1v1 the tank, but like take care of the tank was very, very impressive.
And it's the support that this guy gets as well. That's a TP on the high ground that'll be immediately cut out, but CSU does have to defend against an orbital ray. They have the window, which will give them some chance here.
I love this window position, honestly.
Isolates Aquilon. That tank can be melted down a little bit, but that Kitsune Rush will give him an opportunity to get back to his team.
Foxtube comes down with the Thomas College sitting on a couple of different ultimates. Terra comes down.
It's nice, but it ain't gonna do much. They need to pop their own orbital ray. Neon finds the first kill. Aquilon with the Terror Surge already. The ults are overwhelming. CSU had a chance to defend, but will give it up at the waning hour.
Yeah, that's Orbital Laser. That is Orbital Laser, and probably like 6 other ultimates.
They popped the Terra, they popped the overclock, they popped the orbital ray. This...
I say it every time we're on stream, but it was everything in the kitchen sink.
Yeah. It was really only the things you needed at that point. It's a functional game.
Chair? Why is there a chair here?
Miwa chair. Is that one of the... Why do I feel like it's one of the jokes?
It's not on the board.
Oh. No neutral November. When did you put that on?
Take a while.
Can I cut to the camera?
Yeah, you can cut to the camera.
Yeah, I think that's great.
You didn't fade it to the camera.
I said cut, and you said yeah.
Yeah, my bad. Can the stream see this?
Yep.
Secret chair. Don't tell anyone.
If you tell anyone, we'll ban you from the chat. We will.
Well, we won't know.
We will ban you from the chat. You will die. You will never show up again.
That's not true. I'll die on November 25th, though. I'm gonna disappear for like 3 days. I'm gonna go like on vacation or something, November 25th, and everybody is going to be horrified.
I think that'd be so. What?
And I don't tell you guys either.
You got plans for Thanksgiving? We just think you're at Thanksgiving.
Will you, though?
Yeah.
After all this talk of November 25th?
Well, I won't, because I killed you.
We know what Livy's Thanksgiving plans are.
You know, I know I'm not the thinnest individual, but calling me a roast ham is not very kind.
Not at all what happened. You guys know we don't get the day before Thanksgiving off?
When is Thanksgiving? If it's the 25th, no, it can't be the 25th, because the 25th is a Saturday.
I have no idea.
Is Thanksgiving a Sunday?
I don't know.
Thursday,
It's a
always.
Thursday. Are we getting that Friday off?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the 28th.
28th. I was eerily close.
I can't go home because we don't get the Wednesday off.
That's fair. You know what's happening 4 days before that, though?
Midgard Mayhem!
Midgard Mayhem.
Come here instead of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, don't go to... Oh, that's actually really bad timing now that you mention it. A week before Thanksgiving? That means you're on vacation anyways.
No, I can't. There's an easy joke that I can't make.
Well, we'll be right back. Are we muted? That was a joke that I wish kept in your brain, but I agree.
I mean, I'm not wrong, is the thing.
Yeah.
You know, at some point we need to say these jokes on stream and just start testing the waters.
No, I don't want to lose my job. We start saying them on the podcast.
I want to lose my job.
Hi, welcome to the part of the stream where we use Livy as a mouthpiece for all the jokes we can't make on stream.
That's true.
True.
Livy, say a slur. What do you mean? Why were you gonna? No, I can't say that.
Yo, okay, if you had to make a Overwatch team, I'm gonna say sixes.
6v6?
6v6, so that it's more advantageous. You have to beat Goku. Who's your 6?
Lore or in-game?
Yes.
Well, that's not an answer.
It can
Because
be both.
in lore, Doomfist is probably like a top 3 strongest characters in the game. In game, he's kind of doo-doo.
You can use either logic if you want to.
Okay, so I'm going to do lore.
Okay.
Let's see. So we're not going to beat Goku. Let's get that out of the way. Maybe Kid Goku.
Do you think you could beat him if you
Ball,
if
by
you
the way.
chose mechanics? If you chose in-game, do you think you could beat
Still no.
Goku?
There is Ball, by the way.
I
Because Goku literally shakes the very fabric of the universe he is in. And the strongest that we get to that is Doomfist can punch a skyscraper down.
What if Sombra hacked Goku though?
And he couldn't go Super Saiyan, but he's base form Goku is still like stronger.
No, but
than
he would lose his
Frieza.
abilities.
Yeah,
He-
but he's still base form Goku. Like
Yeah, but like he wouldn't have abilities.
he still be absurdly powerful.
What's the percentage on Sombra EMP?
35%.
What if you just got 6 Sombras to EMP on Goku at once?
Well, it's current health, not max health.
Oh.
Like Flux is max health,
What if I got 6 Sigmas?
but then he could dodge the Flux.
1 Sombra, 5 Sigmas.
So we're seeing Wrecking Ball in the field, and we're seeing the Ball Zen variant that CSU does love to pull out in Esperanza. This is a map that they really have specialized in as of late, and it is working out here. Thomas College has really been giving them the business in the past 2 maps, but now, I mean, this Ball Zen,
Like, listen, you combined the ball tank with the ball healer.
where's the Ball DPS? We do have the Ball DPS. Sojourn has a Disruptor shot.
No! This is ball team!
Team Balls. Love Team Balls.
Okay, no.
It's a team full
Oh,
of
we'll
ball
theory craft that
characters.
later. Because for right now, CSU is just... I like this composition, though. I also like the Snowman Wrecking Ball.
I like this composition in no small part because Muhiki can do this and kill like 14 people every fight, especially because Alizu and Muhiki so far have been the most consistent part of this squad in this match so far. So putting them together, putting them on the hits together, it can only do well.
It's looking like it. Like, CSU went from a team who was really struggling to try and put a dent into Thomas College to a team that currently has a 60-meter lead on Thomas College here.
And I was about to say I don't know what the overhealth was. It was the Wrecking Ball E. I completely forgot they gave that to him. Killer with the pick on Muhiki, though, means that CSU really cannot fight this anymore. The Tracer's so important, not just because he's such a good player, but also because of so much pressure Tracer can exert. They have to back off.
No, absolutely. Tracer, like, you look at the 2 pistols and you think, this probably isn't that much damage, right? It's that much damage. It's that much damage and more.
It's pretty good.
It's real good.
It's pretty good. Venture back in the back line. Killer drops low, but Equilon will finish off I Really You Won. CSU decides, screw their back line. We're going for yours.
I'm liking it. They're able to keep advantage here.
This is the thing, though, with Brig. Brig is able to really pester a Wrecking Ball. He can't just farm your backline nearly as easily as he could before. I believe that was on the Kiri or something before. Now the Brig makes it much more hard.
Yeah, I think that was the Kiriko beforehand. Yeah, I see what... It's like you're playing pinball and the Brig is the bumper.
Yeah. Not only that, but Ball loves supports that are squishy that he can just walk over and bully. You can't bully a Brig.
Yeah,
Principle of nature.
Ultimate comes down from... Mine's coming down.
That'll clear off the point a little bit. They can push the bot a little bit. I don't know how much this will matter, but Muhiki does get a trade.
That is powerful. Honestly, I'm a big fan of Minefield. I like whenever we see Ball and Minefield comes down.
It's a very good ultimate. It's very good for space. This Transcendence as well. Going to be very strong. CSU have arguably some of the best ultimates in the game right now. Transcendence. People have really forgotten how potent it is. This Venture in the backline, though, they need to save I Rule You Won, or maybe you just don't. He's got himself covered. Doesn't need a lick of help.
Look, all I'm saying is CSU's like supports make these look like DPS characters sometimes.
That's my guy.
It's I Rule You Won.
That's my teammate. Not my teammate anymore, but that was my teammate. Pulse Bomb is good. Pain falls. CSU, they're keeping the advantage on their hands. They're not just letting this comp be a cheese strat. They're letting this show its merits.
Like, it is, like, you see Ball and, like, yeah, you assume it's cheesy. You assume your plan is, oh, we're going to have a little bit of fun before we get stomped. No! CSU is scary on this composition.
And clear information is gathered as well. Small thing, Killer was on the Venture, which was doing okay, swapped to the Symmetra. Not a very strong character, especially not a good character in Dive Mirrors, so this shows some uncomfortability on swaps.
I think I see where you're coming from.
You're kind of relying on, this little bit of a kooky character pick here. It's not the best into this. It's not the best with this. It's just not a great pick, the Symmetra, so at the very least, CSU might be able to gain some information from this. Ooh, Tracer duel.
What do you think? Why do you think there was this? Do you think it was just comfort, or?
I think it's comfort. I think you don't have another character you feel like swapping to here if you're Killer. You're trying to find something that fits this a little bit better, and this is your best choice.
Yeah, although best choice might not be the.
Might not be a good one.
Yeah. I mean, CSU trying to maintain their advantage here.
And they're able to hold this. Neon will eventually win out the 1v1 with Muhiki. That'll be the Orbital Ray, this time for Thomas College. The grapple up. I-Will-You-1 will win the Tracer duel himself, taking down that DPS, but the Minefield is good. The Orbital Ray, it's good. They'll find the fight win here, as long as they can keep cleaning up.
It's everything in the kitchen sink coming down. CSU trying to maintain their advantage.
Good pile drive. The Sim is dropping low. Pulse Bomb goes wide, doesn't hit the Brig. You kind of need that one to connect at this point. The Pulse Bomb and the Sim Wall are up for Thomas College. One drops, but it doesn't find a kill. Instead, I-Will-You-1 is taking control.
Tranquility!
He is taking complete control of the lobby right now.
This is... You messed up when you let I-Will-You-1 play the Nutcracker Zen. That was your mistake. That was the mistake.
It's the balls comp.
It's the balls comp.
That's why my man's the GOAT on the Nutcracker.
I mean, I can't make jokes about this or else I'm gonna get fired.
Enemy gets demonetized, fired, the whole 9 yards. Sleep Dart goes wide there from Pain. Alizu can just distract this backline whilst the overclock has been built for Captain Junior.
I love ball movement so much.
I do. I also love. It's a very difficult character, genuinely.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like Ball has been a character who has had the statistics to be very good for a long time. I think, or at least occasionally. His statistics haven't been very bad, at least from what I've felt. He's just esoteric.
The problem with Ball is he just doesn't fit in the Overwatch 2 system nearly as well as he did in Overwatch 1. When there's another tank to fight by his side or more DPS or the compositions can really work out for him, it's great. But in a 5-1 or 5v5, 2-1-1 or 1-2-2 rather system, Ball does not function nearly as well.
Absolutely.
So they've had to power creep him a little bit.
Yeah, Ball wanted to be. He wants to be the off tank. He wants to be messing around with you. He wants to annoy you for 30 minutes.
The thing is, he wants to be the main tank, but he needs an off tank with him. And realistically, you don't have a good option for that except for something like Brig. But here, you're saying, screw the off tank, screw the peel, we're just going to go in.
Wall comes up.
Pulse Bomb as well. That'll find a kill, but Muhiki's precise as ever. Finds one of his own. Aquilon will find the backline. Quite delicious, and it's just a traded of backlines.
Trading for 3 years, I guess.
It is the Ball comp way. Every single year, Ball comp always comes back, and every time it does, it's about trades.
And I mean, frankly, if you can keep them favorable, it's a really good position to be in. Fortunately, CSU is in a little bit of a scary situation. 2 minutes on the clock. Thomas College trying to push in here. Almost at a pretty much even right now. Although, unfortunately, they are going to get a little bit of a push. What's the time threshold for this? Where it's like you need an X amount of time, or else it's kind of a done deal for push maps?
Well, I mean, it doesn't stop until the lead is held and the losing team gets off point, but Ghostface dying 4% to Orbital Ray for this fight means disaster for CSU. At this point, the meterage is looking rather difficult to come back. CSU are dropping players consistently. It's not about time, it's about distance, and once that distance gets far, technically winnable, but at this point, you're going to need to win 3 or 4 fights in a row to bring it back to neutral.
It's painful, especially in this kind of ultimate disadvantage, though. We are sitting on some incredibly powerful ultimates upcoming on the Minefield as well. CSU has a chance for this, but it's definitely a little bit scary.
Sleep Dart early bounty as well onto Elysiu, but he's going to recover from that fine well enough eventually. Minefield in the back line, there's a pile drive, but it doesn't find much. Justin Symmetra, who's going to walk to the TP unbothered, but Captain Junior with a disruptor shot. It'll find one, the Transcendence, to try to keep Elysiu alive. He'll get to him in time. The rally is forced. The orbital ray is up for CSU, but they're not finding the work, and there it is. All of a sudden, the DPS fall, and they have a chance, but how far can this chance go?
Listen, CSU was sitting in an incredibly scary position because they were facing down that nano, facing down that rally, facing down, I think it was a pulse? Or no, it wasn't a pulse. It was something else, I swear.
It was the nano on the sim, it was the rally up. I think they might have pulse bombed early in the fight, but that's unfortunate. You want to pop the pulse early to give yourself an advantage, get it onto the Ana, but now he's being chased down, and Neon is able to find that kill.
Unfortunate, CSU going into a 4v5 as Muhiki has to respawn. They do have control. I think they have control of the robot right now, trying to run it back to their point.
The Bionate is good on Captain Junior, but Ghostface is keeping him alive. They're able to survive this self-destruct now. Forces no ultimates on the field after this until Killer builds up the wall, but I Rule U1 kicks the Tracer downtown. Killer is gone. I Rule U1 has taken complete control. Doesn't matter if you take him down, there's still the rest of the team to worry about, and Captain Junior has made the work good.
They keep rolling. I feel like Captain Junior, or I think, honestly, I Rule U1 Captain, just CSU is playing incredibly hot right now. Like,
so much credit has to be given to I Really Won. Every time he's winning the 1v1s against the Tracer. That's not what you expect in these situations. Tracer has a clear advantage.
he's winning the 1v1s. He's getting percentage towards Transcendence. He's getting every...
He's about to have another. He's at 77. He might build this
77!
up.
This is supposed to be a Scarce ultimate!
Elysiu has this minefield coming up. Ghostface almost drops. They need to keep her alive, and they can't. No orbital ray online today. Captain Junior will fall. Aquilon goes in the backline to find that one. The minefield on point as well. The Transcendence to 89, but he's not going to be able to survive long enough. I don't think I say that. And Killer falls 97%. He needs his Transcendence. He's not going to pop it. Pain takes him down. This 2v2 on point. Ghostface on her way back. She's got the orbital ray coming up. They need to survive.
If Ghostface can make it in, this is probably something that CSU can keep pushing, but they need that orbital ray, especially with the Nano Diva on the point. Muhiki getting shredded, the overtime runs down, and...
It's heartbreak. It's heartbreak at the waning moments. They thought they had it. They thought they could make it work. If I Really Won popped the Transcendence, maybe. If they popped the orbital ray, if they survived, maybe this, maybe that.
Of course.
It's a life of maybe with this match for CSU.
I Really Won has to get, like, this play of the game makes so much sense. It's the Transcendence, it wins the interaction with the orbital ray, and CSU, unfortunately, takes a 3-0 loss. But that last game,
That was close.
we've seen how scared. Thomas is a 6-0 team now.
Yeah.
They are a genuine threat, and CSU made them run for their money.
Yeah. Map 1, not especially close. Map 2,
ideal.
they fought back a little bit, but it didn't look like they were there. It was map 3 where they came alive. It's just unfortunate that they couldn't make it through.
Unfortunate. Now, we've got another... I don't think we're going to get an interview because we don't do those for losses, but...
Well, we do, but the players probably... We can. Players just not feeling it usually.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We're probably going to try to do the second game. We might try to do it on the main channel, actually, because that was quicker than expected. So,
Yep.
depending on how things go, we will be right back, either second stream or this stream. We'll see you in a bit.
Take care. Hello and welcome, folks. We are back with some more Overwatch 2, where we're going to see the CSU Vikes up against the NIU Huskies. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a hard fight to, thank you very much, a little bit of a hard fight to approach, given the fact that I think that the NIU Huskies are undefeated in the league right now, which is terrifying, but we will see how CSU Vikes choose to approach that.
And they have the top 500 amongst their ranks, so this is definitely going to be a tough battle.
Something a little bit scary, but we do have the Suspicious Cauldron. Would you drink from the Suspicious Cauldron?
Depends. Is there any Eye of Newt in there?
I don't know. It's Suspicious Cauldron. Time Monster's nodding yes. Listen, I'm willing to try anything once.
3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
We are going to see a interesting. We're going to see the Juno Brig from NIU with CSU White on their pretty typical Reinhardt composition. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it, especially given the fact that yeah, it might be a little bit hard to poke through especially with the heavy damage from the Tracer from the Venture. Able to just kind of get into the backline and shred through squishier targets.
Unfortunately, Swagmaster was the first casualty of the match, and that's going to be the first point going to Huskies.
Yeah, when you lose somebody that early in a round, you kind of just have to back up and pray that you can do something. That's going to be Plasmodia going down, Nevi trading, but they are going to be able to take down PK0, meaning that the opposing team does not currently have a tank, giving CSU a lot of room to breathe. Hayes goes down, Flip-Flop is currently being chased down by the rest of CSU.
Swagmaster wants the revenge, she's going for the kills.
Swagmaster, she is currently I forget that this character used to be a support, honestly.
Everyone does. That was literally beta.
2016? That was 8 years ago. I don't even think about that. We're old. Overwatch has been here for 8 years.
Fashion used to have a shield.
Probably. CSU rampaging in here.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
Fox 2 comes down.
One person I think it did.
Swagmaster and ShamWow going down, but Flip-Flop is also going to fall here.
Blizzard freezing their tank and taking them out. There was a low health Tracer, now there's Venture getting on good.
It's the bear, the beat coming down.
Unfortunately, Venture is going to fall, which means he's going to go on a little bit longer.
Yeah, but once you lose that tank, it's such a hard thing to try and come back from. Swagmaster goes down, Eddie goes down. Yeah, that's about what you expect from losing a tank. You retake the point at about 57%. A mild advantage for ultimates here. CSU trying to teleport in, they do have access to, or they're going to have access to the Symmetra Wall. Symmetra Wall comes down from Swagmaster. Calls up the Terra Surge, but unfortunately that's a 3-kill from the Terra.
Actually, it was two from Pulse Bomb.
Oh. I mean, the Pulse Bomb probably happened because of the Terra, but...
You didn't loop him up.
That is painful. Your advantage is kind of just immediately gone, as NAU is in an incredibly powerful position, able to just sort of choke them out in this first choke room.
And we are going to see the passing switch now, so let's see if Rash can go from down.
And the Seed Speed Ring comes down for both teams. Page 1 coming down, but the Tectonic Surge is also out from Plasmodo here.
It gets the damage.
Ammo and shoes off the table. Plasmodo is going to die in the process.
They need to get to the point. About to be at 90.
Going to be at 90. Like, this is not looking good, especially with the tank death. CSU is probably going to have to wait for a recontest. It's going to have to rotate in incredibly quickly.
They simply won't have the time, though. They have... NIU has too much crowd control.
Yeah, they can't... I think they're trying to get there through these side routes, but there's just too much pressure. And CSU is going to lose that first point to NAU.
Score 0-1. Ready for battle.
What?
I saw that look you gave about that wall.
I wanted soda.
You're like,
Yeah, because for some reason I felt something in my throat, but I was just the carbon getting stuck.
Remember to stay hydrated, folks. Your body needs it.
The jumping starting.
Do you think this guy's going to be the next hero?
4.
If they randomly add a Junkenstein robot, I question why how he functions.
Capture.
He's just allowed to be there.
We can do this.
This is rotating in, switching over to the Juno Brig as well. They're going to keep the Reinhardt teleports onto the point here.
We are going to see the Cassie in order to deal with the Tracer. Unfortunately, the Cassie is being immediately threatened out and is going to fall.
Yeah, that is painful. Losing your Cassie that early is not a good position to be in, especially when the rest of your team is just going to follow. Blint's going to unlock in just a second here, and NIU is going to be right there, able to capture it just off the bat. Now, this point has historically been CSU's White Whale.
CSU often waiting for the sim teleport. Yep, there you go.
Finding the teleport into the window. Getting onto the point here.
Unfortunately, ShamWow is gonna fall into his shoes.
That is painful, losing both your major, like losing your main counter for this Pharah alongside one of your supports is really, really painful. Swagmaster goes down too. Able to get a little bit of percent on the board, but it really just felt like a bit of a sacrifice play.
They just delayed the inevitable and gave him a bit more vault charge. They were spamming down the choke trying to get some more charge on. Waiting for another sim teleport coming in.
Oh, stuck in the wall. Turret goes down. I mean, Plasmodo with access to the ultimate here and just goes in, puts a lot of value in, and almost gets the 3. That is painful. CSU's gonna have access to the Shatter here.
Winter is just really pretty.
He's down.
Unfortunately, though, the rest of the team from behind is going to attempt to kill him, and support's got him, but they don't got him that much.
There comes out with Nebby and Winter going down.
Unfortunately, ShamWow flying into the wall.
That's really, really painful. Not where you want to be. Mark it on your bingo cards.
Husky's already at 70%.
70%, although CSU does have a bit of ultimate advantage. They're trying to stack, it seems like they're trying to stack 5. But I don't know if that's going to be enough to win the match.
Both teams trading out with character. Also going down now, though. Unfortunately, we are going to lose Shattered.
Losing Shattered, using access, you're using the orbital laser here. CSU is still stockpiling about 3 ultimates, but with 99 on the clock and nobody there to touch, that's going to be the end for the match.
The switch to Doomfist wasn't quick enough, unfortunately.
Really, really painful for CSU.
That's
Down 1-0 to the NIU Huskies.
KZO with the play.
It feels like CSU is a little bit outmatched here. It feels like the opponents are able to make a lot of very powerful plays in situations where CSU is just trying to scrape by. And we're going to have to see if CSU is either going to have to be able to adapt to it or if they're going to have to find a way to circumvent it.
I just noticed all of them have a snowflake as a skin, as a profile icon.
They all have snowflakes and they all have unique snowflakes.
Hey, it's not
On the team, it doesn't count if they're spectators.
And then Winter's the sun. And Nebby's also the sun.
My favorite part of Overwatch is the unmatched power of the sun. What?
Valari?
No! That's like a phrase you can say.
Valari.
No!
Valari.
She tries, but she can't harness the whole unmatched power of the sun.
She harnesses some of it. She did harness enough to nuke a building, if I remember correctly. It was like a building
Half
or
of
a
her
town.
civilization. Like half of her civilization.
Yeah, like,
I mean, I think the sun could do a lot more than that.
we do have someone who can
Hasn't.
really throw
Yet.
a black hole. We have someone who can throw a black hole and someone who can create a black hole, so
It's not a black hole, it's a surge of graviton particles, which is slightly different.
Zarya calls it a black hole, it's a black hole.
Time Monster throwing his hands up in frustration.
Hey. I can't fight that.
Seeing as how there's multiple characters who can double jump without any assistance is
Well,
at least Juno has tech to double jump. She has an explanation.
Wait, you can't double
Genji
jump?
has cybernetics. Let's
Wait.
help.
No, cybernetics are what keeps him alive. I don't think they give him the ability to.
I mean, if I had to get like a life support machine built into my body, I'm getting some mods, okay? I'm getting the automatic shuriken dispenser. I'm getting the cool sheath. I'm getting the cool double jump and the wall climb and whatever else I want.
Okay, what's your excuse for Hanzo then?
He just needs it. I mean, technically he has an air dash, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's still essentially a double jump. He's forcing himself in a direction.
I'm Monster clearly not happy with the King's Row pick.
the production showing some clear frustration with the map choice.
Every time I feel like it's so surprising. Like the one time I've ever heard it was today when I heard Time Monster talk positively about King's Row.
No, that's the first. What he say?
He said it could be a pick.
That's more neutral than positive.
With how you know how Time Monster is about King's Row. That's like saying that it's all about.
All about.
Maybe they're going with the winter variant.
Oh, right. Okay, if you had to get like a cybernetic body like Genji's, do you think you'd get like snowshoe implants, where it's like if you were in snow you could like have spikes so you wouldn't slip on the ice?
I would get moon shoes.
You get what?
Moon shoes.
I mean, yeah, I might as well. If I'm gonna be out in the snow, I might as well have that option.
Initiating
It's a Christmas
match.
miracle! King's Row! My buddy Yorick.
How strong are those sticks?
It's the guy. It's from Shakespeare. I think he's a crucial part of the ball comp.
Ready for battle.
Everyone's favorite window, the window of the fire. Oh wait, no, actually, I'm pretty sure they fixed it on the winter variant.
Oh, all right, we're gonna have a little bit of a fireside chat. How do you Sigma? No, that's getting changed. Every time I mention a character that I'm excited to see, every time.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I was spectating last match, and I thought they was gonna switch off ball, and I thought I was gonna hear you complaining about it. But no, they stayed on the ball, and I heard you.
Nope. Listen, Alizu stayed on ball, and like Alizu's been doing it, and it's been going hard.
5, 4,
Oh yes, now we're looking at another robot who likes balls.
1. Attackers incoming.
Balls.
Defend objective A.
Let's
All right.
not
You see
dawdle.
CSU moving on to a bit more of a
Watch yourself.
expected composition. Juno Bap is pretty powerful, I think.
There's already 2 people on point. Okay. They're being awful.
CSU trying to roll onto the point here. Unfortunately, taking some major losses.
Now we're seeing the Bastion pick.
Seeing the Bastion come out, I'm interested to see how that comes to fruition.
Yeah, there are 2 hit scans I think we have to worry about. So. And they definitely know with how tight they're playing their corners.
I think my main concern here is I feel like the
Barrier down. Dynamite.
Farah might be a little bit hard to hit unless Shoes is able to shoot her down. Ace goes down but trades with Shoes.
Jackmaster is going to take out their Ashe though.
There's Major. Having a little bit of that advantage is crucial.
Nebby just barely unable to take out the Juno. He's going to have to use the mortality field for himself, and still falls.
Able to pull out the opposing tank is going to go down. CSU able to hold onto the point. Moto here has access to that rocket barrage. Takes down Swagmaster. And isn't able to find another kill, but like that's a very valuable pick.
Shamwow getting rushed down by the Fatigue. And unfortunately, CSU just barely wasn't able to take point.
Yeah, painful. Getting like forced off right before you're able to get to that final part of the point. As that clock begins to tick down, CSU is going to be coming up on some pretty valuable ultimates here.
Looks like Winter's going to wait for his team before he uses it. Yep, there's Overlay.
Over laser coming down alongside the Terra. Charged it for a while to get Swagmaster and Nebby. Unfortunate.
But now I feel like we're going to see our own. Yep, there he goes. Unfortunately, he's not as successful.
That was close.
The Shoes goes down to Hayes as well. CSU is in a very scary predicament. 92%, but they aren't able to capture this first point. And that's going to make it very, very difficult for them to defend.
They're
Is
losing more and more time.
a minute and a half, but they are sitting on some very powerful ultimates, although It is definitely contested by some of what NIU has access to here.
Everyone's feeling better. They're going around and behind the point.
Bastion ultimate coming down, trying to force them off of the point here. Camwow goes down, which is scary for CSU. Swagmaster gets beamed down by Plasmodo. There goes Winter. CSU, 50 seconds on the clock, needs to find a way to break through this defense with nothing but a window. Although window is incredibly strong for space control, so it might be something CSU can work around.
CSU has about either 1 or 2 team fights left depending on how long this one lasts. We are going to see Winter switching over to the Diva.
Rally coming down from Hayes.
30 seconds remaining.
CSU trying to push in from the sideline. 22 seconds on the clock. It's now or never. Window comes up. Hayes goes down. Bob's doing something.
Bob's directly on them, and that's unfortunately going to be Nebby.
I mean, say what you will. He did something.
And it looks like that's going to be the first round for us going to NIU.
Yeah, that is painful. Held directly at that first control point. They were able to get 2, which makes this a little bit less contentious, but it's definitely really scary for CSU here. They have to play incredibly strong.
Yeah, CSU unfortunately was only able to get 2 ticks, so that's going to mean, it's going to allow for NIU to be able to easily, and now we're getting an ad.
This is the worst pun I've ever... I don't want to see this movie. Is there another movie poster on this map? I want to see if there's something else better to watch. I would watch this. Okay.
But too bad you have to wait because apparently it's coming soon, and the one you don't want to wait, you want to watch is.
I mean, yeah, it's November.
Ready for battle.
I'm not going to watch a Christmas movie in November. Why? I don't want to look at... Go to the other photo. Go to the other movie poster. Stop! I don't want to see Love Actually. I do not want to see this movie. No, you're switching. You're not life weavering. You are not life weavering.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Oh my,
1. Attackers incoming.
oh my god, they are life weavering.
I mean, the Huskies, they're pretty confident.
They're confident. We're gonna have to see if that bites them in this next round.
I mean, clearly they're being quite aggressive, going immediately for the high ground, taking out Swagmaster. And someone's capturing, so while the rest of his team is tearing apart the CSU, they're getting progress.
Yeah, this is a major scramble situation. CSU needs to be able to find a way to take control of the pace of the match again. Right now, it's not looking great for them.
Looks like we're about to have a quick round. No one's contesting, they're at the second tick.
And there it goes. They're currently evened up as Swagmaster tries to push people off of the point. However, gets pinned and crushed by the Reinhardt.
And unfortunately, no one else is there, so that's going to be map 2.
Ouch! That was an incredibly quick map, too. NIU Huskies putting the hurt on the CSU Vikings. We're to see if CSU can pull it out in the 3rd round and maybe do a bit of a bracket reset.
Play of the game.
Justice reigns from above.
Runa, can we say that on stream?
Good thing I was only unmuted for half of that.
I mean, I don't think they can entirely hear you is the problem.
That's also true.
Runasapi. That's how you pronounce it! That's the regular name of the map!
And now we got a llama cam.
Alright. Actually, could we get a cam on the yellow llama that's laying down?
Both of them.
Thank you. So, this map has ball potential, but, like, we're not going to see ball on this map.
Are we going to see Plasminoda going for the fair again?
Also going to see a switch of the tank. Switching to Gooby over PK0 here.
2, 1. Objective
that's so
unlocks
good.
in 30 seconds.
Wonder if that's like a reset pick or if it's like a off tank.
I mean, they're confident, so they might as well let their sub player get some play time.
Right on. I have to see how this goes. This map has a lot of these nooks and crannies that could honestly could very much value Shu's comfort pick of the Reaper. But we're gonna have to see how that goes.
Initiating defense measures past me.
Objective unlocked.
So the scrambler situation, CSU getting some nice damage on, but nobody has died quite yet.
There's the Tracer behind, taking some damage off on Nebby.
Unfortunately, Swagmaster goes down. This could be painful for CSU if against the Cascade.
Moving the barrel.
Almost lost Nebby, but there he goes anyways.
Mentality field, unfortunately, not enough to save Nebby there. Camo as well. Diva demeched here. Trying to get some value in, but unfortunately not going to be enough.
He's not even going to bother to try and stall for it, just going to immediately execute.
It's going to be NIU taking control of the point, pushing forward.
It sounds like Regeet's being the payload princess for now.
Making some conversation with CSU here. Flagmaster trying to get some damage in with the tank formation.
There's a Tracer behind that they have to keep an eye out for.
Very, very painful. There goes the satellite vector. CSU doesn't have an ultimate to compensate. Mortality field putting in some serious work. And unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. Debbie and Shamwell are already down. Swagmaster soon to follow.
He was able to take out the fail, but that wasn't enough. And this Tracer is certainly chasing down Winter.
This Tracer is really just playing incredibly aggressively. I mean, frankly, NIU is at their spawn.
Yeah, like I mentioned, Regeet just hasn't even been playing the game. They just been doing payload princess.
And like it's been working out really well for NIU. It also means that when they have to retreat back to the robot itself, they already have their support there, and support with all the cooldowns they need.
But unfortunately, though, it looks like CSU is going to take back the robot.
So retake from CSU with a little bit of ultimate advantage. They're going to need to use these ultimates very, very smartly if they want to be able to win here.
Tracer is going around on the flank. Let's see if anyone hears her. Oh, no need to hear her. She's already there.
Moto using these walls to his advantage, being able to just kind of jump out from behind them and start shooting.
Shamwow kind of struggling to keep up with all the healing that needs to be done.
Shamwow using those torpedoes to keep everybody alive here.
Now he's stuck, and that's going to be an execution.
Ouch. That pulse bomb is super, super valuable. Moto's down. Shoes is off the table. Flagmaster trying to get value, but unfortunately has a bunch of focus on her.
Winter's trying to escape.
Diva D-Max trying to run out.
Once again, just going for the execute, not even going to try to stall.
What's up?
Going to be a pretty decent... CSU still an ultimate advantage here, but choosing not to use them. NIU taking control of the point.
I never got my voice on for that piece.
She's trying to be a wall here, but a little bit scary getting chased out by the D.Va here. Shamao goes down. Vitality field's off the table, along with shoes. That is painful. CSU having to probably retreat here.
Moving the
As this is super close to their spawn. They have to be able to hold this here.
They have defender's advantage, but is that going to be enough?
They have defender's advantage. They've got a lot of ultimates, but looking at these, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to make the value happen.
special delivery.
Quasimodo got knocked down low, but immediately got healed back.
Up and away.
Man taking some serious damage, just having to contest this D.Va.
Taking advantage of the no-fall damage from the Rockets. And unfortunately, Shamrock is going to lose orbital rays.
Yeah, that's brutal. That was... You do not want to lose things like your orbital.
And then the Quasimodo from above the spawn is gonna take out Nebi.
That is... Like, there's a lot of trading going on, and this trading is very valuable for CSU because they do have to rotate back in after respawning, but are they going to be able to hold out for that long?
It's up to ShamWow. Oh, there they go. And unfortunately, we're just gonna get hit by the straight post bomb.
Getting contested. Shoes still just trying to stick on the point as this Tracer. But, yeah, like taking like 4 people's damage at once is very, very painful. Sakas is trying to come in with a Sombra, but unfortunately not going to be enough. Ball is on the screen.
Ball for the stall, not enough. That's looks like it's gonna be the game.
Yeah, that's brutal. That's a really hard situation to beat through. Really something that you have to admit when you're just kind of a little bit not, when you don't have enough skill to maybe break through their offense.
Play of the
This
game.
game screen was lying to us. CSU in fact did not win.
Now, this has been a wonderful night of Overwatch 2. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're interested in League of Legends, we've got some games going on tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much. I have been Psychic, accompanied by